Okay, so I had an entire video recorded, and I only realized after recording a 40-minute long video that it wasn't recording, so this is me afterwards, basically narrating what is going on. So, at the beginning, I basically just declare that, we have nothing to do except wait for the demolitionists. And yeah, so I, g- I basically just I don't even know what I do. I check if the housing is suitable, I guess, and then I head off, presumably to go mining. And when I go mining, I'm going to most likely be looking. I went to look for gold and life crystals to get some armor to prepare for a boss battle. But I got sidetracked upon seeing the underground desert and decided to jump. You might see an eyeball fly across the screen in the background, not the one that I'm fighting, and that is a boss, just showing what it looks like from it's flying around in the distance. And I decided maybe I could go fight that boss. I continue getting my ass kicked, ass proper handed to me on a silver platter by all these monsters, and I progress over to the underground desert, demonstrating how a grapple can be used for transportation, and how I can realizing that I can basically just fly, but deciding to use the grapple anyway because, yeah. I recommend if you're going to install the game to rebind the grapple key to the middle mouse button because that makes it a lot more convenient for you and it's really easy. Once again, you can see I am getting absolutely destroyed by monsters and decide to run away to go to the underground desert to hopefully escape. Yeah, not the best thought out plan, but yeah, heading into a more dangerous biome to escape a horde of enemies I can easily fly over. Thankfully, I'm able to block it off before anything follows me down. And I decide to jump down into the underground desert of scariness and danger, and yeah, somehow the underground desert is extremely dangerous for some reason. And at this point, I just kind of sit awkwardly in silence and decided that I was going to prepare for a boss by as it was the only thing I could really do. Like so I actually go to accomplish my task of going into the mine. Yeah, and I turn around, then go back in. I have no idea what I was doing. I decide to jump back onto the hill. Then oh yeah, I was gathering a lens for a summoning item. And getting my ass handed to me because I suck at using boomerangs. That it was the only valid true melee option I could use. Yeah. So, rather difficult. I eventually kill it. It takes a while. But it just drops a lens, so if you want to skip ahead here, you probably can. It's just me kind of frantically hopping around trying to kill it. And once I killed it, I proudly show off the lens in my inventory, run back, talk to the merchant, consider buying a sickle, instead decide to not buy anything, because I guess I'm dumb. Then I go back, realizing I forgot to buy potions. Probably. No. Did I? No, I was just being dumb. Hit again. And yeah, I try and cheese some enemies, which you also might want to skip over. Anytime I'm like this and just throwing things down, you might want to skip forward like 30 seconds because it's basically just me throwing boomerangs at a bunch of dead people. That sounds really bad. You should remember, I'm not throwing actual boomerangs at actual dead people. This is just in a game. So, YouTube, please do not shut me down. Yeah. For all of you who didn't skip ahead, like, dang. um, I just kind of hang around the base for like a while. Look at the can of worms. Decide, I guess. I don't know. Oh yeah, to go raid the corruption, possibly. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, trying to cross the corruption to prove how strong I am. And yeah, it's not very impressive at all, remotely. I presumably, seeing as I didn't cross the corruption, I got my ass handed to me by these enemies. Once again, you should probably skip ahead, because boring grindiness. But anyway, it looks like I'm attempting to run away. Somehow I managed to kill one eye. It doesn't drop anything, so I try to kill the other one, despite having like no health, and as a result, it kills me. Once again, awkward silence waiting for the timer, and probably me rambling about something about Dark Souls. I respawn in my base and decide to. Almost certainly this time I'm actually going to go to my mine. I don't want to look like an idiot again for my dumb predictions of what I'm about to do in the video where the audio didn't record, because, you know, while I just sort through all this stuff and swap things around, I'd like to say a thank you to all the people that have been at my channel since the very beginning, because, as you might not have known, it's been just over a year since this channel first started up. And, yeah, thank you so much for all the support and watching my videos, because it's kind of hard for me to share what I create, and I'm sorry about the terrible upload schedule and randomly going on hiatus for like months at a time, and when I'm working on a webcomic or yeah, I really need to stop giving myself a massive unnecessary workload and try and get it done for all you guys. But I'm gonna try and hopefully consistently upload for at least the rest of January. Because chances are I'm gonna mess it up again, but don't worry, I try to keep things as interesting as possible, which is probably why I'm making this series where I play Terraria, because I needed to shake things up a bit. People apparently didn't like my art that much and didn't view my things. So yeah. Um Also, in case you didn't hear from my first two episodes where the audio also sucked, um Terraria is 50% on Steam right now, so I strongly recommend you go and buy it, because it's only $7 and or seven Australian dollars. I think it'll be only $5 US for any of the viewers that I most don't likely don't have that are American. Um, yeah. Okay, I actually managed to get step four in my mind for once, and go down, swing my pickaxe threateningly because it says pointy in the name. Um, yeah. It's just the same regular path I take when I'm mining, and yeah. I also need to learn how my voice is extremely quiet, like majorly quiet, and I basically have to yell to get the audio to work. And I had to massively turn the game volume down because you could barely hear me at all. You just couldn't hear me. And I don't even know if it records desktop audio, but yeah, it was not good. Pretty bad. yeah, it's still got quite a bit to record, but I hope you don't mind listening to me ramble constantly for like 40 minutes because this is a relatively long video of me suffering and suffering straight up. Yeah, I go to travel around, realize that crap, I've gone the wrong way, and I need to go down the into the grey area, which is the cabin layer, as I attempted to explain before, but because my terrible audio, you probably didn't hear it. So, yeah. I go there via the convenient minecart rail, and this is the part where I did the thanks that I had just done. But as you may have noticed, it popped up the Aubrey the Demolitionist has arrived, and that's going to come in handy later. I travel down, and yeah, deep, notice the tungsten. I'll notice that again later when I'm not being dumb and being chased. Yeah, still thanking my viewers as I attempt to descend down this cave. Yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. I decided to keep digging for whatever reason because I don't know, I can. And I point out that the demolitionist has arrived. Yeah, you might want to maybe watch this on fast forward because it's a lot of me mining for the next like I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And yeah, what I've just encountered is a mother slime, and it's basically just a beefy slime with three small slimes inside of it, and they can easily overwhelm you. What I did here that was dumb is not kill them. Instead, I grabbed the chest, took the shoes from the chest, and I used the torches, I guess. Yeah. Without voiceover, watching this is incredibly boring, so that's why I'm adding voiceover for you as I'm watching the video. Yeah. I fall down there, get shot by a trap, and desperately teleport home. Yeah, I basically. I don't know what I do. Oh yeah, I go and buy bombs from the demolitionist because, as I've been trying to do for the past two episodes, go into the corruption and break the really weird purple stone to smash those glowing ball things at the bottom of the cave. So I buy 20 bombs and then realize, screw it, I'm gonna buy as many as I can afford. So there's me slowly buying bombs until I have 99 plus 20, I guess. 119. I don't know. It's too hot and I'm dying to death, but still. I craft them into sticky bombs. Yay. 20 sticky bombs, and I am in a good mood and decide to run down to the corruption, carrying bombs in my hands like a complete idiot. Fortunately, that didn't backfire, and I managed to get far away enough from my house that I didn't actually accidentally explode it. Once again, I return to the massive hole in the corruption to reach the bottom of the world. Dramatic echo, I guess. And I finally find, will get to the shadow orb. I break it, I get the musket, because that always drops from the first shadow orb. Enemies decide to swamp me for whatever reason. I try to fight back, and I realize they can't swim, so here's me in a lake, hiding underwater, throwing a boomerang at soul-eating monsters. And I managed to blow up the final wall, protecting the shadow wall from me, and I'm able to get get some air. I break the shadow orb, and it's a broken musket. Not at all what I was looking for, and I decided to research it and just go home empty handed. Because if you break a third one, it summons a boss, and I'm too weak for that right now. I decide to travel out. A lot of traveling. And I don't know what. Yeah, I've been the musket, garbage, rubbish, and I begin to construct a boss arena, because I've decided there's nothing else I can do except fight a boss. But not the boss in a corruption, because that boss will destroy me, because it's a massive worm, and I suck at fighting worms, especially when you have a boomerang. Like, have you ever tried to hit a 100-meter long earthworm with a boomerang? Have you ever hit a 100-meter long worm with a boomerang? No, you haven't. But still, it's incredibly hard, even in a video game. And yeah, I prepare making the stupidest arena, like stupidly small. I do not know what I was thinking. That certainly won't come back to bite me in like, I don't know, 10 minutes. Just kidding, it's gonna come back to bite me in like 20 minutes, but still. Lots of me wasting everyone's time. Placing a campfire in the arena next to a tree. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. I head back into the mine because I decided gold, life crystals, yet again, valuables, yay, fun. Yeah. Once again, me attempting to traverse the underground with nothing but a sword made of gold, which, if you've learned anything in science, or any science class, or from Minecraft, or anywhere, is about as strong as a stick of butter. So basically, I'm slapping enemies with a stick of butter and throwing boomerangs at them. To make matters worse, the enemies I'm hitting with butter aren't even solid. They're literally blobs of gelatin. What does my life come to? Um, I finally noticed the tungsten and decided to mine that, because tungsten would also be good. I then staged that I was going to find more tungsten, but gold would be too hard to find. I was completely wrong. I was completely and utterly wrong. So I follow this red jelly thing down. It hits me. I hit my head on the wall. I fall down. I run around. I fly up, see some gold. Try to mine a demonite. Completely ignore the gold. Look around. Probably notice more gold. Because gold. Funny dig game. Yeah, it's. I completely ignored the gold back there. I have no idea why I did that, but. And there I am, in a full suit of armor, hiding from a beetle. That's how the old days were like back then. You had to hide from vicious beetles and things that would do an absurd amount of knockback and kill you in a few hits. I pick up a red husk and then get shot in the back and heal myself. Accidentally picking up those hunts out there was the best thing that happened to me. I noticed gold. Remember the gold I saw back there? Try and fly out to retrieve the gold, except they don't. I light things up. And then fail to retrieve the gold by banging my head on the ceiling several times, and eventually managing to make my way relatively close to the gold, which has become like a word that I've said a lot. It doesn't even sound like a word anymore. Like gold. It's not even a word now. I decide to swim. Realize it's an absolutely terrible idea. Go anyway. Nothing of value. I just went cave diving for no reason. And jump out of the lake. Narrating this is incredibly boring. Yeah. I grabbed the goals, like, because I need it, I guess. I don't even know. Yeah. Difficult. I'm still dying to death of heat, as I said previously, and yeah, I'm gonna have to edit this together too. Oh my god. It's gonna be such a pain. Ugh. Anyways, I go to retrieve the gold that I'd seen, heal myself before jumping down to fight a skeleton, which I state soon that it's basically just a beefy zombie that won't aim a bow at you. Until late game, that is. I proceed to beat up the skeleton that does absolutely nothing interesting at all, and grab that gold, except I dig down first to avoid the silt above it, which is almost certainly going to kill me later. I briefly ignore the gold on the floor to make myself a smooth path, and the silt falls on me. I know, I'm so smart. I dig underneath a falling object to keep safe from it, and it ends up falling on me. How strange, I wonder how that could have happened. Um, I dig underneath it. Once again, digging underneath a falling object. Somehow it works, because I was too lazy to dig over it. I go out of my way to not mine an ore. That's how bad copper is. I ignore the tungsten. Notice the blue glow. That signals that there's a mushroom biome nearby, along with the funky music that you would have just heard. I mine some more gold, of course. That seems to be a massive thing that happens in this episode. Just me mining gold before just gold, mining it, you know, gold. Yeah. While I slowly and very slowly mine my way through, I might as well talk about my YouTube channel. Yay, and art, like things I hate about, like doing art and things I'm terrified of. the fact that you're working, you're just at home, means that any moment of your life, you just think, I could be working, I should be working. And then the whole imposter syndrome deal that I'm not even going to get into in this episode. And before you say that I vented, please don't, it's actually a medical thing. Yeah, that's another thing. Art tablets are really expensive and definitely worth it. Also, the people that try to pay you an exposure, thankfully I haven't encountered one yet. And also, the classic go get a real job, which is absolutely awful. That you saying that art is not a good job, or like you're literally purchasing something from me, and you're saying that I don't have a real job. Yeah. I'm mining these mushrooms and life crystals and gold because they're going to come in handy for the boss fight that I intend to do later. I recommend you, like, if you don't want to see this, you can skip ahead, but if you do want to see it, like, by all means, I'm going to attempt to do some commentary, but I'm not amazing at commentary. I'm being absolutely destroyed by bats here, and notice a life crystal shining underneath when I'm decided to mine the gold. Yeah, gold mining life. I completely ignore the gold at the bottom of the screen later, which results in me not having enough armor for the boss fight. Classic Dracky. Always forgetting something. Also, as you'll see in a few seconds, my natural solution to a bunch of people below me is to bomb them. The bombs didn't say range damage, so I didn't care and dropped a bomb. Turned out the bomb completely missed. Yeah, it do be like that though. uh, Anyways, I continue smacking games with Boomerang, and eventually, I select the bomb, look at it, grenades, look at the bomb again, and then drops the bomb. No, didn't really help, just drain the water, making my job harder. I proceed to smack things with Boomerang. I seriously recommend skipping this. It's so boring. Legit. I'm I'm saying my own content is boring, but this is like really boring. Just gonna bunch. And then I'm like, I don't have time for this. I'm gonna go mine a life crystal. Massive mistake. Big mistake. Instead, I just get absolutely destroyed and knocked into deeper water. Did I mention that Terraria players can't swim? Yeah. Unless they have flippers, of course, or a diving gear, or a diving helmet, or just jellyfish diving gear, or Arctic diving gear. I'll get more into that later. I also don't notice an entrance to the underground desert, which I should have taken. Well, I shouldn't have taken, actually. And there's also a chest in the shape of a mushroom down there. Or is it a mushroom in the shape of a chest? A mushroom man lives in a mushroom house. Is their house made of man, or is the man made of house? He screams, for he does not know. I decide to once again cheese the bats. I manage to kill one of them. Kill another. The other one leaves, so I go to leave. But then, the bat comes back. I kill it. But not before I notice the deadly beetle returning again for his revenge. A slime jumps underneath. I ready my wood to trap the beetle, and the beetle is so dumb, he actually falls for it. I take the shroom minecart. Funny. And then take the shoe spikes. Swap them out for the plant fiber cordage. Like an idiot, I put the herb flowers in there. I then decide to, I don't know, put wood walls in. And then, as you may expect, I do one last check for live crystals, realize I really can't be bothered, and presumably leave. Not before I grab 3 more glowing mushrooms and teleport out of there. Now I have 101 glowing mushrooms. I can now make better potions and things, which is exceptional news. Yeah, I got gold and placed a mushroom statue down. I would have been able to actually afford something with the gold if I had gone and got the stuff before, but I didn't because I'm dumb. As you might have noticed by the fact that I frequently mention it throughout this video. Anyway, this next part is just me attempting to craft something good out of the gold that I've harvested. I then realized the most expensive thing I can afford is a pair of pants. Yes, pants. This is incredibly annoying. Like, really annoying. Pants. But at least I have enough defense to survive now. Possibly. I actually doubt it at this point. Anyway, I progress, getting ready to fight the boss, realizing I should actually probably take the time to, I don't know, do something with my life. Um, yeah, I have no idea what I do. Oh yeah, I grabbed potions. Potions, very important. Potions. Why am I so dumb about recording? This is probably why my voice wasn't in videos before. These 3 videos have been a good experience for me, because I actually learned how to use OBS. I grabbed the healing potions, now upgraded with the mushrooms. Research them, and then grab some. This will prove to be beneficial during the upcoming fight. I take the life crystals, and then I set it to night. It didn't work for some reason due to the stupid mouse. And I grab the potions, of course. Realize the gravitation potion is in there and save myself by putting the gravitation potion back in there. I decide that I decide to set it tonight so we can fight the boss sooner and get the video over with sooner. Because by now the video is already 34 minutes long. I summon the boss, realize it didn't work, change to midnight. and then all of a sudden the boss spawns on its own anyway. It hits me, and I decide to throw a boomerang at it and its minions. I then explain how it's like Dark Souls but slightly less extreme because the bosses are very unforgiving. I then miss 3 enemies simultaneously with a single shot and bump into them. This is actually an interesting part of the video, so maybe I should do some internet interesting like narration or something. Okay, cringe alert. Just heads up, probably cringe. The brave hero decides to like fight the giant eyeball with nothing but a boomerang he painted with stardust because it was more deadly looking. They gracefully jump over the monster, throwing the boomerang and taking out their minions, despite missing them nearly every single time. Okay, I suck at narration. Okay, I'm going to just record alongside the video this time because I'm going to be careful not to let my microphone get unplugged, get all messed up. But yeah, I let the servants build up too much, which is really dumb. You should never let them build up. So I decided to attack them. The sword, and then a boomerang. I almost get killed. Realize I have like 30 seconds left on my healing. I attempt to avoid them as best I can, realizing that it's been like 2 minutes and I've only dealt like a quarter of his health, or its health, was on my headcanon. The Eye of Cthulhu is an it. Retinaliza is a she, is a female, and Spasmatism is a male. Yes. I struggle to take on the Eye of Cthulhu. Like the complete idiot I am, I should probably just go back to the epic narration at this point. Our brave hero Bob attempts to. What are they even doing? Circumnavigate the rain as the giant ghostly eyeball monster aggressively floats above them with a menacing glint in itself. It flies around, I guess. Despite literally flying and being the size of a car and being able to fly through walls, the eye throws a temper tantrum and decides to become more dangerous by opening itself, revealing that it contains teeth. Because think about that, an eye with teeth. It decides that it actually wants to be fast now. And then I realize that I'm boxed in on both sides by the desert and the corruption, realizing that I am completely trapped and helpless against this horrifying monstrosity. I throw my boomerang at it. Wait, no, I don't. Narration. I'm terrible at this. I fly around aggressively, precariously avoiding it, and waiting for my health to come up, so I can be at full health when it decides to throw another temper tantrum. When it throws its second temper tantrum, it will become extremely aggressive, like a small toddler, and start thrashing stuff around like a toy, as you can see. Might be a good nature document. Like it's like, oh yes, the floating teeth eye. It flies around at night looking for humans to prey on, then it aggressively throws a temper tantrum and destroys everything in its path, except it doesn't because it can somehow transcend space and time. You can now see why I paused time, because I wanted to not have to do this fight again, and I didn't want the video to be any longer than it already was, and it is now over 40 minutes long, which is not good. I hit it with a boomerang a couple more times because at this point I feel basically doomed. You can notice the eye's health substantially dropping since last time I have mentioned it. This is because when the eyeball opens, its defense decreases. The only way to survive this third phase of it is to don't stop moving even for a second or you'll just die. And then I stop moving and get bitten a bunch. But agilely, I smack head first into a wall and get bitten again, and then run away. And then I jump up and attempt to avoid the hill, but I instead smack my face into a wall again and get killed. At this point, I just decide to go get my money and end the video there. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.